Namaste everyone. This is Harsha Ramaya. How are you all? So welcome to this session Ask Me Anything. So here what I do is I ask the parents that if you have any queries, any issues related to parenting, kindly drop into me so that I will come back with the best of my knowledge, to the best of my tips that I can offer to you, and that could work. And these are the tips that I have tried for myself, and they have kind of helped me. So this time I got a lot of questions. Mera bachcha focus nahi karta. Mera bachcha ka concentration power weak hai. When I make him to sit down and study, he will, look here and there, and he will not start writing or reading or kuch bhi. So ये problem का solution I think every one of us are searching because we all want to develop concentration and focus in our children, but it lacks. And interest जो होता है पढ़ाई में कहीं ना कहीं हमको ऐसा लगता है कि it's not there and we have to forcibly make our children study. So in the last session also a couple of parents reached out to me and they said that ma'am इसका कोई tip हो. So here the tips that I'm going to share are workable tips, but let me tell you that the persistency and the consistency to which you will follow these tips will go ahead. So if you try these tips for 1 week and you stop, it is not going to work. So it has to be consistent. So first, when you listen to this video, try to absorb everything. Try to understand. Give yourself little time because as a parent, you will have to make a commitment. So once you make that commitment that okay, because certain changes will be needed in you as a parent. So about concentration, today's generation specifically lacks concentration. Why? Because physical activity is very less in today's children. They are not so much engaged into physical activity, so the body का जो रेस्ट मिलने का टाइम है या बॉडी को जो रेस्ट चाहिए वो मिलता नहीं है बिकॉज बॉडी थकता नहीं है. So let us go stepwise how we can try to uh, develop concentration and focus. So number one, the first tip is smaller tasks. So when your child is studying, see to it that if you have started to work on developing and enhancing the child's focus, see to it that you don't stress the child with too much load. You will have to try step by step. So today, everything comes at home. Virtually everything is coming at home in terms of education. So what we as parents are making a mistake is that we are stuffing the child with lots of academic pressure. So here you will have to come down. क्लास में जितना भी चला है उसको और हम जो करवा रहे हैं, don't try to balance that. Understand the child's understanding power, understand the child's pattern, how he studies. Because otherwise वो जो काम स्कूल का है अगर वो कंप्लीट करने में रहेंगे तो definitely the child is going to burn out on studying. So number one tip is that divide it into smaller tasks. If from school 4 subjects are done in a day, try not completing all the 4 as done in the school. Understand your child's pattern and divide it. Customize is the correct word, for all of us to understand. So understand your child's pattern. If the child is able to sit for 15 minutes, I would suggest take those 15 minutes and then give that task to the child. तो ये अगर आप करोगे ये करने में थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा और ऐसा भी होगा that the child may lag behind in the class, but our focus is not the completion of the child's syllabus. Our focus is to develop and enhance the child's focus and concentration. So थोड़ा सा दिमाग को as a mother or as a teacher of that child at that particular time, we will have to understand our goal. So, first, sit down and understand, are you focusing on completion or are you focusing on enhancing the child's focus? So, once you are clear with it, bang on, you will work. So, if the child is sitting 15 minutes, take those 15 minutes and then work ahead. वो 15, 20, 30, 35 बन जाएगा, I can guarantee. But as a mother or as a teacher at that time, we will have to keep patient. So second is the fun element. Every time when you take out the books of children who lack concentration or who lack interest in studies, उनके साथ थोड़ा सा ये मुश्किल होता है because the time you tell that this is study time and you open the bag, they start throwing tantrums. So here you will have to make this time very, very interesting. तो सपोज एक तो सब्जेक्ट ऐसा होगा ही बच्चे का कि जिसमें उसको इंटरेस्ट है और होता ही है. So it could be anything. It could be drawing, for example. For example, let me give you my own daughter's example. She loves coloring and drawing. So whenever I want her to sit for study, I open the bag and I tell her, चलो आज ड्राइंग में पहले क्या करेंगे? And then she's like, yes, it's not study time, because even I face this challenge. So when I take out the drawing book, I tell her, एक ड्राइंग करने के बाद हम थोड़ा सा होमवर्क भी करेंगे. Okay? So starting में it was a trouble, it was a challenge, it was a little argument. No, I will not do, and no, no, no. And then she will, tell no for drawing also. But gradually, when I started taking interest in that drawing part, when she started drawing, I sat beside her and I started taking interest of whatever she was drawing. I started questioning her. I started telling her, wow, what color choice you've done, wonderful, and what drawing you are doing, whatever, a little interest that I showed. That helped me. So that is another tip. बच्चे को जिसमें इंटरेस्ट हो, इट कुड बी एनीथिंग, academics nahi, but my child is interested in creativity, but to drive him to academics I will have to take that way. So I took that way. I took out the, and today also I'm taking out the drawing book first, the coloring book first, and then second may the homework. Okay, so this is the biggest tip कि आप ध्यान में रखो. Then is least or no distractions. So find such a place wherein जहाँ पे कम से कम डिस्ट्रैक्शन हो. अभी क्या हो रहा है कि we are in such a phase that majority times घर पे बड़े बुजुर्ग husband और दूसरे family members भी available रहते हैं. So it is difficult, for the child to concentrate. So find that particular time wherein you have little privacy, where you have least distractions in terms of phones ringing, in terms of doorbells ringing, in terms of people coming in. So because ये बच्चे हैं ना, they tend to get attracted towards any noise. तो इनका थोड़ा सा स्पेशल ट्रीटमेंट हमको देना पड़ेगा बिकॉज तुरंत ही इफ देयर इज अ डोर बेल देन तुरंत ही बच्चे को हाँ कौन है करके ही हैज टू देन पुट द बुक्स असाइड एंड start doing what others are doing. So try to find out. It is difficult, but it's not impossible. So find out that time. What I do is I have found out the afternoon time because after lunch, generally 1.5 hour मेरे घर में चीर शांति होती है. So I have taken out that time. So try to find out that time जब आपको शांति मिले, आप और अपना बच्चा एक साथ time spend कर सकें. Then set timers. This has worked wonderfully for me. What I did, so my daughter, she loves target काम. गोल वाला target जो होता है ना उसको बहुत अच्छा लगता है. So then I'll tell कि चलो let's set the timer. So हम लोग timer लगा देते हैं. There's a small alarm clock in my house and then we, 15 minutes, only 15 minutes हम study करेंगे. But with a condition that in those 15 minutes अगर आप बातें करोगे या अगर आप खड़े हो जाओगे पानी पीने के लिए, सुसु करने के लिए, तो वो 15 मिनट्स में मैं 10 मिनट्स और ऐड कर दूंगी. स्टार्टिंग व्हेन आई डिड दिस वाज बिग चैलेंज बिकॉज ना नहीं मेरे को नहीं करना है, नहीं मैं नहीं जाऊंगी, एंड चिल्ड्रन थ्रो टैंट्रम्स बिकॉज दे डोंट वांट टू उनको बाउंड्रीज में बंधना अच्छा नहीं लगता. सो देन gradually धीरे 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 they started understanding. And now today what happens, she tells me that mama, okay, I'll finish my washroom, I'll finish my drinking water, everything, but 15 minutes मैंने कर लिया तो then you will have to release me. I said yeah, perfect, I'm okay with that. But today let me tell you जो मैंने 15 minutes से शुरू किया था, now it is 30 plus minutes, and वो 30 minutes भी बहुत आराम से और अच्छे से जाते हैं हमारे. But I had to invest a lot of patience in that. encourage physical activity. When I started my talk, I told you children are not tired, children are not exhausted, and that is the major reason that I found out. The children don't like to sit in one place for focus because बच्चों में चहल पहल या बच्चों में एक ऐसी चीज होती है जो उनको हमेशा एक्टिव रहने के लिए इंस्पायर करती है. So they don't like sitting in one place. Their hands, their legs should keep on moving. अगर ये हम सही तरीके से पकड़ लें, so what I started doing with my daughter is that I decided that अगर आपको पानी भी पीना है, earlier she used to tell me, Mama, please get me a glass of water. Now I've told her that all your work you'll have to do by yourself. Second, what we did is now there's no physical activity in terms of PT and all such as it happened in school, and children don't get up early in the morning at 6 o'clock. Now they that schedule has little changed. So what we do, I live on the sixth floor. So what I tell my daughter in the morning also, 11:30 के आसपास, I tell her go till the ground floor and come back. Use the staircase. So that is the physical activity. So in the morning also I tell her, in the evening also I tell her. And when she comes back, obviously she has to wash her hands and all that. So that goes without saying. I don't have to tell that. तो ये जो फिजिकल एक्टिविटी है आपको ढूंढना पड़ेगा. We have a big lobby outside. I live in an apartment, so there's a big lobby. So there's a tricycle that she rides. So I tell her 10 चक्कर लगाना है, चलो जल्दी से. I will have to stand there and give that momentum. Wow, one हो गया, two हो गया. So that physical activity you will have to give to the children. And if they are tired, believe me, वो reflect करेगा focus और concentration develop करने में. Second is important is follow the same routine. This is very important. Everything has to go in sequence. So what I will suggest you all, please write down. I have put these banners here for you all to understand. Write down everything and try practicing this religiously. So one day you picked up the times at 3:30, second day you're picking 11, third day you're picking 7, it will not work. So pick up one time, stick to that routine. It may so happen that कभी कभी होता है कि आज नहीं टाइम मिला, ओके इतना तो 10-15% flexibility चलता है. But let me tell you, whenever you have a change in your routine, you will have to talk that with your child. For example, 3:30 today, I'm not able to do because I'm expecting someone at my home or I have to go out somewhere. So what I will tell my daughter is, better today 3:30 we will not do. Today we are going to change the time. We'll do our activities or our lesson, everything we'll do at 7 o'clock. But make sure कि ये जो changes हैं ये बारी बारी या बहुत जल्दी जल्दी ना हो, because children tend to understand what is in routine better. अगर रूटीन में चेंजेस आया तो समझो कि साइकिल टूटी. So make sure and a conscious effort that if you've decided any particular time, stick to that time unless emergency. And if any emergency, talk it out to the child so that the child knows. ऐसा नहीं है कि अभी आज मुझे टाइम मिला 3 बजे, कल मुझे 2 बजे, एक बार 7 बजे. See to it that it does not happen often. Then is the quiet time. This is another very effective tip. So what I did, this quiet time, I call it with time please when I do this with my daughter. So जब हम खेलते हैं तब हम करते हैं ना time please. So it's like everyone is on ease and relaxing. So here in my house, in my balcony, we have a small jhula. So my daughter loves to sit on that jhula. We do nothing. It's just sitting on that jhula and looking outside the balcony, looking at the trees and the vehicles that are passing and everything. But that quiet time gives some rest to the brain, which is very important. Which is very important. So try to find out where, in which place you can offer this time to your child, and if possible, sit. So what my daughter does, she's a favorite lover of music. So she has that plug-in of Alexa. She will play some songs. She loves to listen to the songs. So she plays Alexa. She sits on the swing, and then 10-15 minutes, she will enjoy Sometimes it's half an hour, sometimes it's 1 hour. But what I look at is that she is with herself. And that is very important. That is very important. So find those things wherein you can give this time to your child, where the child connects with him or herself. So then rest time. Yes, obviously this is very important. Children need to sleep at least 8 to 10 hours. So bedtime, mark these words that if the bedtime of the child is 11, 11:30, sometimes 12, you will not have a fresh child the next day. Anything, kuch bhi ho jaye, max 10 p.m. the child should be in the bed. इतना आपको ध्यान रखना है if you want to enhance or develop concentration in your child. That is very, very, very important. I don't know, today my phone is ringing like anything. Otherwise, इतना phone मेरे live shows में बजता नहीं है. But please excuse me for that. Now a few games. See, this has helped me a lot. Newspapers, they have an additional copy every Saturday in our town. Like it's called Bal Bhaskar, which is for the children. And there are all the activities like spot the differences, join the dots, copy the picture. ऐसी सारी activities उसके अंदर आती है. And believe me, these activities will help you enhance, develop focus and concentration of your child. And I can guarantee that. So here, spot the differences is one of that best activities, best activities. Because सोचो उस activity को when the child is spotting the difference, कितना उसको concentration और focus लगाना पड़ता है to just find those five differences. And believe me, when children do these activities, they want to do it more. And I count these activities with academics. That yes, my child is learning something. So for me, my focus is very, very clear that for me, completing the syllabus that comes from the school is not academics. For me, child playing, doing these kind of activities, assignments, or worksheets is also a development, is also an education that I look into. So please encourage these kind of things. Bring those worksheets, those books or those newspapers. बच्चों का जो child newspapers होता है वो subscribe कीजिए because it's full of these kind of activities wherein there are join the dots. And believe me, I have subscribed for two Brainfeed वाले जो junior newspapers हैं. I have subscribed that for my daughter. Every Saturday I get those subscriptions, and believe me, my daughter, she loves them. And she looks forward every Saturday, and वो पूरा week चलता है हमारा because it's 7-8 pages newspaper और उसमें there are facts, there are pictures, there are stories, there are activities. So पूरा हफ्ता वो चला जाता है, and that also can be used as a tool that वो activity फिर आपको करनी है ना तो फिर स्कूल का भी हमको करना पड़ेगा. So you will have to join the dots and allow the children to do these activities. And believe me, each and every activity will help the child develop and concentrate more. Then छोटी छोटी एक्टिविटीज है जैसे कॉपी द पिक्चर, गिव वन पिक्चर टू द चाइल्ड एंड आस्क देम टू कॉपी. तो उसमें भी कितना फोकस डेवलपमेंट होता है. Focus and concentration will never develop if you just tell the child you have to sit for 1 hour and I don't know anything, complete करना ही करना है. It is never going to work that way. You will have to take a U-turn. You will have to sajawify the plate and offer it to the child. So do it that way. Puzzles, of course, these are wonderful. For puzzles, you can definitely go and have a look at my page, Small Wonders, because I'm posting every single day. I'm posting happy hours activity that you can do with your children, and these activities, believe me, are so simple that you can make it by your own in your house with no resources or least resources at all. Plus, every Monday also we are coming up at 11 a.m. With activities that you can do and play with your children, which enhance focus and concentration. So go and look for that page on the Facebook, Small Wonders and Parent Station both. So these activities will definitely help you enhance child's focus and concentration. Believe me, 2 months, I will not tell 21 days. I'll tell 2 months because 21 days at a stretch possible नहीं होता है. कभी कभी routine टूट भी जाता है. 60 days, 2 months. Give it. एक कमर कस लो कि नहीं मैं इतना करूंगी ही मेरे बच्चे के लिए इतना करूंगी and believe me after 2 months when you will see the graph you will definitely see interest. That is very important because force will never allow the child to sit and study. So you will see that the child is developing interest, and when the child develops interest, focus and concentration automatically cease. I hope these tips are workable. Definitely, I have worked. It has worked for me, and it is going to work for you. So try that. And if you've joined in, please drop in a hi so that I can tell you a hi. And do like my YouTube channel, Parent Station, and we have a group on Facebook also. So if you're not a member, please become a member. So this is Harsha bidding a bye. And any other problem, any other issue if you have, reach out to me, put it in the comment section box, and I will come back with the best possible solution. Bye bye. Thank you.